Hey there, team. And oh, this looks fun. Have I? 1 second. Have I done this one before? I think it's a very interesting thing. Who do we have? Is this Isengard? No. I don't know. I know I've done a map here before. Is this? No, but I think I remember seeing like Isengard on the defense here. So I'm gonna go through it again anyway, because I think this map is quirky and it's nice. It's another Nowaki boys. So Nowaki, Thanatos, and we got Jefferson over there on the defense. But this is, as I say, definitely defense, 3v5. But you know, it's a bit quirky, Got Mirkwood again. So Thanatos, not Thanatos, Nowaki as Mirkwood. So we got Kiri Peng up front, Woodland Protectors, behind them some Wards of Ammon Lag, double Groomwood Rangers, which yeah, I think in a siege scenario, doubling up on your Rangers is always a sound strategy. Kiri Oth, right behind. Now this is a lot of heavy armor. All these boys armor upgraded, of course, which yeah, I mean a 3v5, but you know, this is an Elven army, so it's going to be a bit expensive. Groomwood Watchers there, Elders of the Elven King. And Hiri Lang, Woodland Realm Patrol with the Ents. This is definitely a lot of expense. Okay, I guess the Hiri Peng haven't been armor upgraded. That's probably where we've lost a bit of the money, but still it's or saved a bit of the money, but still it's expensive. And I guess it's not massive, is it? 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to count everything, I'm afraid. But I don't think it's a full army either. So he has gone smaller, which can be risky in a 3v5, but at least he knows, man for man, there should be nothing on the enemy side that should be able to like beat his forces. Somebody that definitely have an easy job making, spending all this money is Lothlorien. Watch the Golden Wood, Lorenand Warriors there. I love Lorenand Warriors. I've talked about it a lot. Just elves with like two-handed axes, or two-handed axe or two-handed hammers. It's like it feels so cool to me. Lorenand Archers there. Lorenand Axemen, so they're just the standard sort of warriors with their shields. Woodland Protectors and more Lorenand Axemen, so you have that higher damage, but they don't have AP because they're just a little one-handed axe. Kindred of Celeborn, mixed in with some more Rangers. Yeah, you're gonna want just range. If you can take Rangers, bring Rangers. Then Lorenand Archers here too. Lothlorien is it's probably my least played faction. I really find them very interesting, and we've actually... Naughty. These guys are definitely going to be coming inside. For sure coming inside. But we do have some Swordmasters and some more Axemen, and over here some Riders of the Golden Wood. The only people I may see staying outside are the Riders, but I'd be surprised if the Riders do stay outside. They're not, they can't hide anywhere. They're not the Grey Company. Which, saying that, we do have Arthedain, don't we? So that could be a shout, but I think you can definitely do a lot with these little windy passageways, a cavalry unit just zooming around. We do have Arthedain, yeah, so Jefferson playing as Arthedain here. He's taking the artillery, the catapult today, leaving it all the way back there. It will struggle to outpace the attackers if a front line is broken. Dismounted Knights of Innuminous, Arthedain pikes there, being the only... I mean, Lothlorien does pack on the armour, but it's still not to the same, like, massive level as the humans, as the Western Kingdoms of Men have to. So it's definitely going to leave Jefferson in an interesting spot. He's going to probably have to take a bit of a beating now and again because he's got more numbers and he's got generally more armor. He's got his marksman there, and you're seeing the marksmen are armored up to take a bit of a beating in a skirmish fight. Evident spears, double armor upgrade, or is it's a single? No, it's a double. But no, because they start with the pauldrons as standard now, so I think this is a single armor upgrade. Could be. Either way, they're looking like the old Fordos Aran Defenders. Very cool on model. They are they're not as heavily armored as they look, and they're not as badass as they look, but they, because they do look really badass, I'm not gonna lie. But where are we going now? Up on the ridge here. We have more Dunland Peacekeepers. Yep, certainly able to go toe-to-toe with just about anything that the attackers should be bringing. More armored up marksmen, armored up pikes, Wardens of the North there with their AP arrows, their nice sort of Dunedain steel bows there, Innuminous Gate Guards, and he's brought a unit of civvies. Very nice. I like civvies on the defense is quite a cool thing. I always kind of like to use them somewhat thematically, like You know, I don't like to just throw them in like fodder as you would like in work fodder, even though that's probably what they're best for being used as. But, you know, it's just fun to kind of treat them with some amount of like, no, we've got to protect you. We're only sending you in to these fights because we have to. And, but yeah, Arthedain pikes there. And more Grimwood Watchers now from Nowaki moving up to join. So I think that what we're definitely going to need, in my mind, I feel it would have been really nice if Jefferson could have spawned in the middle. But I mean, the boys are going to have a bit of time to... Well, I don't actually know, because the attackers can spawn right there. They can spawn right in their faces here on this map. Yeah, so they're not going to have a lot of time to shuffle around. But saying that, there's going to be like 2 guys that say, no, he can deploy inside. He's going to have to deploy his entire army in this little spot. Either way, they've got some time to shuffle, and there may be a grace period. If there is, you should see 2 links in the time... Well, there should be 2 timestamps in the description. One for the end of my ramble, and then one for kind of the first shot or first clash. So you can check that out. If there is a grace, just jump to that. But I do like to... I like to watch the graces. I like to see where things are going and what people are doing. So, start my day with a morning beer, of course, because it is my holidays now. I've had a, pretty tough time over the past few months, so this is my first, like, proper, decent length of holiday that I've had, so I want to make the most of that. Now going off, flying away in a few days for flying away to Berlin, so that should be a fun one. But yeah, and other than that, where can he deploy? Can he deploy inside or not? Yeah, he can deploy inside too. I would definitely recommend just deploying your entire army in this little spot and just spreading out. You'd have to be a bit of a, a goofball to have, say, a grey company here just punishing somebody for that. Now let me just see. He does have the Now was that accidental? That must have been accidental because the attackers could have a unit of cav that just goes and hunts you down. There's nothing to stop them. This is the only place that he can really deploy, but I mean, it's kind of a cool thing for Mark, playing as Dunland here. Deploying these guys at the mouth, he's the last army to arrive, and sort of, again, it's a nice cool thematic, just like march through the valley there while all of his allies have already set up inside. He's got his Dunman Outrunners there, just a good shout. I really like these units, just really cheap. Still an AP charge on them. No armor upgrade for... Well, you can't see, there's no difference if you give them an armor upgrade or not. He's got Spears of Orthanc next to him. Certainly no need of an armor upgrade for these boys. Very beefed up. With that Isengard plate. Or Orthanc plate. I don't quite know what we want to call it. Dunman Hunters there. Just fodder, really. Riders of Orthanc to hunt down any cavalry inside. And also just, fire over the heads of our men. Dunman Spears, both AP and melee and at range. AP, yeah, because they pull out maces. Like the Rhudaur... boys, the Rhudaur nobles, or Harad nobles. Half-orc Spear Guard, double unit of Half-orc Spear Guard, then Dunman Spears and Half-orc Bane Guard. Nice, so again, we want to make sure these guys are fighting against Arthedain, or perhaps Lothlorien. Don't really want them going toe with Mirkwood too much. I mean, hey, we've got some heavy armor from Mirkwood today. Actually move my mic slightly further away, because this is a different setup, of course. Usually I stand at home. Oh, no. There we go. Yeah, so the mic is quite far away from, like, my laptop. I'm just always scared that my mic is going to pick up my little laptop whirling noises. We've got the Amazing Jedi here, yet another very lightly armoured faction with this Southron Warband, but a lot of AP. Lots of Southron pikes, AP pikes. Okay, so we have packed on the armour for the Dismount Serpent Guard there, very menacing. And yeah, it's certainly with the skill to go toe-to-toe with the elves for a little bit. Not for too long, but for a little while. Serpent's Fangs there with their poison arrows, so do not get friendly fire with those boys. Mahud Warriors, Southron Warband, and lots of Haradrim Spears and some Haradrim Archers there just to go toe-to-toe and skirmish around for a little while. Because this is a 5v3, we're going to be seeing slightly smaller armies from the attackers, armies that they're going to have to micro a little bit more. Corsair Infantry with that armour upgrade from Mevin, so again, great for a skirmish. Belagar Footmen, adore Belagar Footmen, always will bring them as Umbar or Numenor. The Adunam Shield Guard, I really appreciate Mevin's army. It's just doom doom doom. Really nice. Of course, he's going to spread it out a bit. A Dunheim Shield, 3 units for Dunheim Shield Guard. That's a cool shout. Usually I'll only take 1. Kind of more for a thematic sense. I really like them as a unit. I really like how they look and how they feel, but I don't really get that much use out of them. So he's going for 3 of them, which is interesting. I guess he just really wants a unit that is going to be skilled enough to hold the elves at bay for a while, even if not, they're not going to rack up a tremendous amount of kills. And the armor to take that elven beating. Alcarondas Legion, of course, locked morale. They ain't going anywhere. Shield bearers behind them. Adore the shield bearers. And no armor upgrade, which, to be honest, I think they look better without the armor upgrade, but I always will give them the armor upgrade just because of how important I feel about them. I tend not to actually bring many Alcarondas Legion, if any, when I play Umbar, and I rely on these guys to be my frontline infantry. And, yep, so fair enough. Very, very cool, and beautiful shield pushing ability. Higher mass than even the Mordors, Blackguard of Barad-dûr, yeah. Corsair Blackguards there, and some Balakith Marksmen. So, cool. Is that where do we have the General today on that? I don't know. I do not know. I didn't see him. He'll be mixed in amongst there somewhere, but we don't really have an elite unit there for Mevin. He's gone very much number, but I mean, it's quality throughout. He's not just gone for, oh yeah, let's go to 0.1 speed. Get rid of that big paused symbol. We've got Orc Warboss 155, who I've never actually seen before. He's got his Brother to the Lance. Yeah, good shout, but I mean, we're going to have to be a bit careful with them. You know, we do have a bit of space inside, but you can get trapped in this battle zone. Variag Bowman there. Lots of Nurad Footmen, always a good idea. Nurad Halberds, again, always nice to see. Brother of the Shadows. Variag Warriors there without an armor upgrade. Yeah, without an armor upgrade. And Nomadic Marauders, again, yeah, very good idea, I think. And Nomadic Warriors, yeah, no complaints. I think the Brother of the Lance are, I probably wouldn't have taken them myself, but, you know, we can make something work. I think if you're going to take them to a siege assault, then this is the map for it. And lastly, we've got Rhudaur up here. Nice. We've got a lot of wild men on the field today. So Rhudaur clansmen, some of these Rhudaur swordsmen. Frick, Rhudaur. Lots more Rhudaur clansmen. No armor upgrade for the Rhudaur clansmen. Lots and lots of pikes. 8 more troll hunters. Rhudaur swords again. A catapult mixing amongst there. Crewed, of course, by the orcs. Or little gobble boys following around these wild men. Arthedain pikes. Yeah, good solid unit. Raiding a morale buff, I think. Pretty sure they do. And Witchroom Enslavers, of course, with the Arthedain Berserkers mixed in amongst them too. So we've got a 1-time speed there until we sort of get an idea of what people are wanting to do. Oh, are we okay? Are we okay? No, I think we're fine. I was going to should have maybe turned off shadows for this, just to make sure it was nice and smooth, but I think we'll be all right. Oh, and that was Diego. Looks like Diego is pulling back. Okay, he's not wanting to cross this bridge. Maybe. Or he's probably still wanting to cross that bridge. He's just wanting to get a lot of his troops away from this little, you know, grouping. Oh, Orc Warboss actually has more troops up on top of the hill here, which we didn't spot before. So from the initial look at it, looks like it'll be Cand and Rhudaur, of course, coming up the right side. I'm looking at from sort of south to north. From the right side of the map, we're going to be having that situation going down. Like it up against Arthedain, fair enough. A fair bit of AP from Orc Warboss's army, which is going to be very, and of course Rhudaur's army too, which is going to be very messy. And probably the Dunman, backed up by a little bit of Harad coming down the center, and then probably a little bit of a Harad Umbar mix coming up the right. But Mevin's definitely holding his position for now, which I think is a good idea. Yeah, just take your time until your boys all turn up, and as I say, there may be a grace, so we'll go to 2x speed. What are we doing with these boys outside? Because this is, you know, that's a fair bit of manpower we've left out here. Lornan Swordsmen and Lornan Axemen, and they're all hiding, so the attackers know they're there. If you were being cruel, what you do in this case is you bring your Brother to the Lance out here, and you just smash them, and there's nothing they can do about it. There's not even a spear here. Yeah, and just smash these guys down pretty efficiently, pretty damn cost effectively, to be sure. But there might be an agreement to just, hey, please ignore those guys, and I won't use them until the end or something like that. Who knows? We'll see. Amazing Jedi already claiming a lot of ground here. Of course, not wanting to move up past this little death spot, but the Haradrim archers, in all honesty, this is exactly what I would use them for. Just, it's a big, beefy unit. I wouldn't be, I mean, yeah, I guess you want to get them that close so they can be. This is, if we are in a grace, this is getting awfully close now. And this is very beneficial for the Amazing Jedi. Like, if he can just set this unit up really close. Like, these cheap archers, the previous version of Reforged, 9.6? We're on 9.7 now, right? 9.6, it really was like cheap archers were king. You know, like cheap militia archers were so effective for their cost. But that's not so much the case now. But at this range, like, you know, these guys are going to be able to hit the bulk, you know, most of their shots are going to be hitting. Just about every single one of the elven shots will hit. But that's, you know, it's not so bad. And, okay, yeah, so he's going to get blasted from both sides. Oh, dear. But still, this is maybe not such a terrible situation for the Amazing Jedi. I think he's definitely done okay by claiming this ground. And he should be able to get some decent shots off. I'd be shooting at the Woodland Realm Patrol myself. Yeah, because you should be able to get a decent arc over. Lightly armoured, just really, oh, they're hiding. But once they start shooting at you, they'll pop up, they'll pop up. Over here, yeah, Khand being a little bit more cautious. Holding their ground a little bit. Not really wanting to get run down by the Knights of Innuminus there, and the Riders of the Golden Wood. We don't, so of course, can't have a huge amount of melee cavalry to choose from. We've not brought any of them today. But I mean, you've got the Riders of Orthanc on the field, so that's about as good as you can possibly get with a unit of melee cavalry, because they have a crossbow as well. Baneguard leading the way. Yeah, because of how bold everybody is right now, I'm pretty sure we are in a grace period. I'll still keep floating around, but I'll stay in 2 times speed until I sort of see a confrontation. Over here, yeah, again, very... See, if we're in a grace, we're getting very close. Like, I would, I would have maybe said, you don't... I would have said stop, come as close there. You know, that's I feel close enough for when you're in a grace, just so that you can counter things if you need to. But it looks like maybe we're not. These Evan Seers, yeah, okay, we're not in a grace. I don't think we are, because they're pushing back, unless there was an agreement of like, no, mate, you've come too close. I'm pushing you. That could be the case. We've got generally, apart from Orc Warboss, I've seen all these names before, of course, so you could usually expect they'll be pretty respectful. Okay, no, we're in. We are going. And Jefferson has to react to that fast. Is he going to get a volley? And he's going to get a volley to the back. If he is getting one. And no shields in play. Ow. That, you know, as I say, that was a 2 hit point Cavalier just down. Straight away. Not a fun thing. Yes, but we are starting then. That is us. We are a go. Any archer business here. So if we're going, I'd be opening up. I'd absolutely be opening up if I was the Amazing Jedi. Just because, like, one nasty move with Cav. I know we've got Southern Warband there and Haradrim Spears, but, like, our morale's not going to hold out too well with these guys. Okay, we are opening up. What are we going for? Yep, that's a good shout. Very good shout up there up against Nawaki's Woodland Realm Patrol. This, you know, 200 archers here. Of course, three officers there, or banner carrier. Oh, was that a cancelled shot? That was a cancelled shot. Why? Why on earth? This is good. This is what you... Oh, they went into hiding. Ah. So he doesn't want to shoot at the Lornan archers. I guess he just feels they're too heavily armoured for me to really make a dent. Still, I'd go for it. Maybe that's just me being too wasteful, but I think it's a shout. They're opening up back. Well, they're opening up now. Or what are they going for? The Mahud Warriors? I would... A super close range shot like that into the back of a Mahud Warrior. I'd take that. Am I being silly? Am I being wasteful? Oh no, they're finding a better target. Dismounted Serpent Guard. Yeah, okay, they're finding a much better target. Yes. And that's the right side. Their shields aren't coming into play. Even though they do have that armor upgrade, they're still not... See, I'd be open up on them a minute. Yeah, good, they are now. They're still not as heavily armored as like the Western Kingdoms, so it's... you know, one of the real benefits from the Serpent Guard is because they have this sort of this swift defensive skill, which is not usually seen from a human man at arms. And oh my goodness me, Dunland Hunters. Yeah, you see, this is the thing. This is, ow. Oh, and they were Bloody Greenwood Rangers too. Well done, hunters even. Yeah, that's these super close range engagements. This totally changes the game. You know, cheap archers are really going to be king here, because you're only really getting these super short distances between bow to bow. Okay, so like the elven accuracy, which is usually so important in a siege because you've got this huge range to deal with, is not really going to be as effective. Peacekeepers there, they are slightly on the downs. No, you can still get an arc shot. I was going to say, like, they're slightly on the down slope so you can't hit them, but yeah, if you stood here, you could get a perfect little, you know, arc shot. We do have some arrow fire getting tossed into the Grey Company. Yep, do that for sure. You want these skilled Northmen dealt with before they, you know, I mean, they're, in a way, Jefferson might even be okay with losing a few of these guys, because it just means that the unit is smaller, he can position it better, and he's not actually losing any ammunition. But the Grey Company have got quite a nice melee ability later on, so you want their numbers to maintain for those cycle charges. Halberds there engaging the front line of Evanham's spears, that's fine, but once the pikes actually get properly set up and in there, pikes of course outranging halberds, it's always a benefit. And we have the Troll Slayers in there, which, I mean, this position is already getting pretty dicey, so I'm sure we don't want to use the Troll Slayers ammunition right now. And the Troll Slayers have been exposed, so they're going to start getting shot at. And they're not that heavily armoured. They're an incredible 2 hit point unit. Yeah, we're going in, which I think is kind of necessary right now, to be honest. It's not. I'm sure it's not what Jefferson wanted to do, but he kind of has to do it, just because. Can I get maybe a? Because that's quite a cool little shot. Yeah, that's quite a cool little image. I'm sure it's not what Jefferson wanted to do, but it's kind of what he has to do because this front line is just a bit messy for him, and he needs to get it back into order. We've got an engagement here. These nomadic warriors, though, will get gutted by the peacekeepers. This is exactly what the peacekeepers want. They might even have an armor upgrade. Those peacekeepers. I don't think you. They've got a chest plate there. I don't think they always have a chest plate. I think so. Yeah, they probably do have that armor upgrade. I know they can receive one, and this will just be they'll slice and dice their way through this nomadic warrior force without too much of a problem at all. Perfect fight for them, really. The Nurad footmen holding back for now. Their AP will definitely be useful up against those boys. We've sacrificed this open space. Usually it's quite interesting because you see like the open space is sort of held by archers and cavalry, whereas those tight choke points are where the infantry are slugging it out. How is this little engagement here? Because, oh my goodness me, we missed it. Oh, RIP in peace. We missed it. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. They decided that, the archers decided that playtime was over for these poor little Harad archers, and they rinsed them. They absolutely rinsed these poor boys. Dunman Hunters coming in. Okay, round 2. Let's go. Another fodder archer. Dearie me. That must have happened fast. Like, you're seeing these boys, their position. Whoa. They did not have a chance to react. I'm really surprised they didn't rout. Really surprised they didn't rout. I would just have them on firewall now, because those 16 guys are going to take forever to use up all that ammo. R.I.P. The Amazing Jedi standing there. Sindar. Okay, no, yeah. Keeping the cav on standby for now. Whoa. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess... I don't know if I agree with that at all. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. This seems to be Nawaki's... Ah! I think maybe Nawaki is viewing this as his final choke point. Whereas normally, your natural impulse is to have here as the final choke point. But in all honesty, this isn't a great place for your final choke point. So I think Nawaki's onto something there. There's only one way up. Yeah, that's a cool shout, actually. And it's a nasty pathway there. So, okay. I like it. But just watch out for the cav. Watch out, boys. But no, that's cool. Never really thought about having that as your final troop, but oh, we have a catapult opening up. And thank goodness for this, eh? Very nice. The civvies marching up there, going toe-to-toe with the Rhudaur. Oh, yeah, this is not a fun fight for civilians. Such a high... Because, I mean, civilians actually have quite a... For their cost, they actually do quite a bit of damage. It's just they have no defensive ability. No armor, no shield, no real defensive skill. Civilians winning that engagement? I guess it's backed up by the pikes. That's the thing about it. But those Rhudaur swordsmen should really be rinsing them. Rhudaur really could do with some form of pikes of their own, but those rangers... He's just waiting for something proper to come in there. Looks like a shield wall push coming in from the clansmen, which is exactly what we want. We want to actually burst this unit of pikes open. We want to get those Rhudaur swordsmen mixed in amongst the lines. Come on, another push. Go, go, go. Good man, good man. They only have the standard mass of a person, but still that shield wall ability allows normal humans to gain some ground in these scenarios. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's him through. This is great. The civvies should break. Now, I love what he's done there, but he maybe should have followed that up with a push of his Rhudaur swordsman. Not intending to push through, but just because we've got this open space now. This open space needs to be filled up by the Rhudaur swordsmen, so that they're really breaking this and starting to gut everybody. Because those clansmen now, they're shaken. They don't have anybody really behind them. So nice push, but I just think... Good, good. It's coming now. Fantastic, fantastic. If I was... Things we don't have that much in reserve here. Okay, no, we do. We've got a lot in reserve. It's just hiding. It's just hiding. Those rangers. What were we killing here? Clansmen, swordsmen, and infantry, and these nomadic infantry too. Dearie me. But no, that has gone nicely. Peacekeepers there engaging the Rhudaur swordsmen. Again, peacekeepers will quite enjoy that engagement. At least Rhudaur swordsmen, they may not be AP, but they have a huge amount of melee attack for a swordsman. They're basically axe-wielding infantrymen. They barely took any casualties there up against nomadic infantry, but now they've got the AP off the Norad footmen up against them. Okay, that's better now. I still expect them to win because they've got like that defensive skill. They are still men. They're still Dunland men. You know, they're proper, you know, descendants of Numenor. So they should be okay, even up against this AP unit. But the Orc Warboss is definitely going to see a lot more damage done by the footmen than by the nomadic infantry or nomadic warriors that he had before. We do need more troops up there now, though, and they are coming. We're going through a lot of troops pretty fast. 16 for 13, though, so... And we've seen most of what the attackers have lost here has been, like, you know, this beefy unit of archers, but they were meant to die. You know, they've lost a lot of fodder. But in a 5v3, so much of your attacking army is fodder. You have to be a bit careful. If you want to take an elite army to attack in a 5v3, you have to be, you know... Ow, 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 ow. 3-pin getting shots in the backs of these Southron Warband is a nice shout, for sure, I'd say. Ah, wow, wow. Beast Hunters there hiding for now. No real target. 3-ping. Surely not out of ammo. Nope, just standing. Waiting for the next target. Dismounted Serpent Guard just a little ways out, or he's just not going to fire in front of their shields. I've not actually looked at Umbar. Yeah, Umbar, of course, bringing some troops to the field that can actually go toe-to-toe with elves. Problem is, Mevin's up against the finest elves on the field today, so these Lothlorien forces are going to be tricky for even his dark men of Umbar to mount a proper fight against. Still, locked morale of the Alcarondas Legion. Every single one of them is going to fight to the death. So, yeah, I mean, nice to have. And Belgar Fitman there just really being this like shield wall pushing blob in the side. So I think he's doing not too bad. He's got his Corsair infantry, of course, to be the mob of troops later on after they've used up their ammo. And yeah, he's playing it safe. He's playing it cool because he's coming in alone over here, so he needs to be a bit more cautious with his forces. But so is, I guess, there's a little bit of Dunman support, but the Amazing Jedi is alone as well. Mark kind of spreading out. The bulk of his forces is actually coming over to the left here. Looks like we've really got a wrecking ball on the left, whereas the right is going to come in a bit more slower, a bit more careful with fewer troops. Dunman spears now. Very cool to see. Dunland Hunters. Oh, Riders of the Golden Wood. Coming in to smash. Oh, okay. Oh, we've actually gotten all the way around these poor guys. I'd be backstabbing as soon as I could, dude. Yeah, because I mean, they're still going to fight. They're still going to kill a lot of these Nurad footmen, but if you get backstab in there, they're going to be pretty stuffed. Dunland Peacekeepers, one of them with that old spear back in the day. Ah, yeah, see, so his model there, that's what I view them as, sort of without an armor upgrade, but I think this is their standard look now with that armor upgrade. So I couldn't really say, but they used to be a spear unit back in the day. Used to be just this very effective spear unit, but oh wow, oh bold, what you? Whoa, did you not? Were they hiding? Oh, this could be a massive game changer. Okay, because they've got nowhere to run. Oh, Jefferson. Oh my goodness me, Orc Warboss, you absolute sneaky boy. It's all he can do, trying to run through it. If they get broken here. Oh my goodness me, that could be it. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay, that is something. That is something, because that 2 guys aren't going to come back. One guy's not going to come back for sure. Jefferson is going to be heartbroken by that. I mean, I get it, like, I mean, because I wouldn't have expected somebody to be there. I would have thought if somebody's up here, they're going to be stabbing my guys in the back. There's not going to be anybody hiding there. He would have looked through here and been like, cool, but he's not going to look at that. He's not going to look at the mini-map. Sneaky. They weren't hidden or anything. They were just well positioned. Oh, speaking of that, let's zoom in. I always like to look at this version of the map. It's nice. When you can really see the clash of these infantry units. Goodness me. Okay, that was interesting. And that's definitely going to make Jefferson's situation a lot more fragile. Heck of a lot more fragile. What do we have now? Still the Umbar forces smashing on in, but, you know, the men of Umbar relying on that, you know, decent armor. The heavy axes of the Lothlorien warriors. Going to be a bit nasty for them to deal with, but not too nasty, it seems. Okay, no, they're still losing. Now, at what point does this grind become slightly too slow? And they do need Umbar in there. Okay, yeah, I mean, he knows that there's going to be Rangers hiding. Those Guardians, the best pike unit in the game. Oh, pass. No, it's First Legion. I think maybe it depends on your point of view. First Legion because they've got that AP. But the Guardians are very, very good. So I couldn't quite say what's going on here. What? Wait a second. Oh wait. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so it looks like Nowaki is not viewing that as his final choke point, but he is. Like, the people that are here are going to be fighting to the end. That is kind of cool. Black Wolves from Dunland here. 2 hit points. Just, yeah, mass amounts of AP. Very nasty boys to fight. Sort of fanatic sons of the chieftains. So, Hiriak, yeah, nice counter to them, to be honest. But, it's going to be messy. Now, what do we still have here? We've got the Rangers. We've got the Rangers that could... Yeah, I'd try and open up on those Black Wolves. Yeah. Social axe throwers. He's got... Oh, axe throwers up against Mirkwood. Axe throwers against Mirkwood is always a painful thing to see. He's getting some shots through his own lines with those Rangers. Axe throwers actually getting... Wow, good arm, boys. No, surely not. You're not getting all the way over there. You are. Holy smokes, good arm. Yeah, nice. So that might actually not pay off for Nowaki. Especially if some of these guys still have ammunition left. I'm sure once it starts getting nasty, he'll just start letting rip and just start, you know, using his archers willy-nilly on anything. Make sure that he can use up his ammunition. But the thing is, they're hidden. They're standing. But as long as the attackers are aware, like, they're going to know there's troops here. But in the chaos of a really busy fight, it's easy to just forget. Axe throwers. Are the axe throwers taking that javelin volley? Let's just see. Yeah, it's mainly going for the black wolves, but a few of those axe throwers are taking it, so that's not a bad shout as well for the axe throwers. Absorbing some javelins for their more heavily armored friends. There's the only armored up action here today is Umbar. Goodness me. Okay, cool. Right, we'll zoom out for a little bit again. So that was a surprise. As I say, because it's things like this, you can't defend it like a normal siege defense. You know, you can't just be like, this is my front line, this is my backup front line. Like, no, you've got to you've really got to have these little bundles. I don't know how I would describe it really. Like just little holdouts throughout the map. And I think it's pretty cool what they've been doing. Oh. A few axemen pulling back from the assassins there now. Bowmen firing away as they rout. Wait, whoa. Lothlorien warriors all the way over here. Nice. I mean, this is what you want to see. You want to mix it up. You really want to like fight alongside each other. Don't just have like, this is my area of the battlefield, this is yours, and so on. Because it never really ends too well, and it really destroys the fun as well. You want to, you know what, it's a team game at the end of the day. We're not just doing a 1v1 siege, you know, so you, yeah, you want to help each other out. Kindred opening up into the dismounted serpent guard again, just talking about helping each other out. Rattling into the dismounted serpent guard. At least the serpent guard are taking this shot from the front, but that's still not a fun shot to take. You can see the armored up marksmen. That's how the Balakith shield bearers would look with an armor upgrade. So yeah, they lose that color. They become a bit just sort of more of this menacing black plate. Still rattling shots in from the Kindred into these forces. What are we at percentage wise now? 35 for 34, so very close. But I always find as a defender, in the beginning, you always want to be ahead. It's never a good sign if you're kind of neck and neck. Unless you've been pretty careful with your ammunition. Which, arguably, the defenders have been. I think the defenders have a lot of rangers that they could have been using. That they haven't been. So, that's certainly something. Goodness me, we've had a lot of corpses here. Oh! Oh god, you can see the way that these poor guys have... what's their name? Shoot. Gate guards of Annuminous, yeah. Annuminous gate guards. So they were shot down in this position. So that is not fun. Okay. Catapult. I like that. Okay, catapult and just one unit of marksmen guarding this way. Another unit of Grey Company. Okay, Jefferson's not crying too badly, but I mean he spent the money to have two, which is not cheap. So losing one of them before it's used up all of its ammunition is a pain. We got the Elders. Yep, the Elders of the Elven King opening up into the Half-Orc Spear Guard. Okay. Interesting shout. I guess he's not wanting to see any more reinforcements moving up here, but still the Half-Orc Spear. If I was him, I would maybe... If I was Mark, I would have spread out my Half-Orc Spear Guard and sort of steered them down. Taking that fire, I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of an odd move. Diamond Hunters. Okay. Yeah, has this been just like a body pile for the... Yeah, because the attackers aren't going to make it through here. With what they've got, they're not going to be able to make it through. That would be really... Oh. But I was going to say, what would really like lift my heart would be if Nawahi can hold off that defense, or that offensive, and he can then push out and regroup up here. But if he tried to do that, then he would get punished. Okay, we've got some... I think these are just routing forces, but let me just check in case we've got something... Yeah, they're just routing forces. Just routing Nurad men. We do have these elves that are outside. They've moved their way around. I say I would love to know... I mean, this fight was from over a year ago now, so probably the boys don't remember. But I would love to... If Thanatos does end up watching this, I would like to know what the agreement was there. If there was any sort of agreement, because if there wasn't an agreement, then yeah, the attackers are really being kind, or what's the word I'm looking for? They're not noticing it, and yeah, they really should be sending out those brotherly lads just to deal with them. But yeah, Diamond Spears moving up to again try and answer. Well, try and sort this situation out. So if you've not watched any of the 2 previous videos, because they're both a bit weird, plan is, for now anyway, just do a weekly video. I would love to do more. I am getting into the swing of my new job, so I am starting to get a bit more free time. Of course, the way it goes with my job right now is it's really not a 9 to 5. It's not a case of just like when you're done, you know, you're done when the bell rings. It is, you're busy until you're done. And so it does mean that I am taking work home with me a lot of nights, and I'm interrupted midway through the day. So it does make recording a bit more of a nuisance, especially when it comes to recording Reforged videos, which are generally an hour and a half long, sometimes longer. You know, as I say, my short videos, my 1v1s maybe are 30 minutes long. So it does make things a bit more difficult when I could be interrupted at any time and have to dart off to deal with something. And it does, but I'm getting better, and I'm getting better at preempting these situations, and I really do want to get back into recording a lot more, especially with this new version that's maybe coming out, new version of Reforged. I want to get through all the recordings that people have sent me. So I do have to stress, probably if you do have a recording, I'll always accept it, but I might not be able to get to it, because I do still have, I think, at least 20-30 videos, well, 20-30 battles to get through, and I don't know why they need to be in a shield wall right now, my friend. This is the only, like, spear and shield unit, no, this is the only shield wall unit that Isengard have, sorry. And so it's the only shield wall unit that Dunland have? I think so. So it does mean that, like, as much as Isengard is brutal in, like, a siege, they don't have, unlike the other orcs, they really do lack the ability to, like, push through lines comfortably, which is something that, of course, most orcish factions almost take for granted. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, so if you do have a battle that you would like me to do, I'll take it, but might not be able to get to it, just because, as I say, there's so much coming out, and there might be the new version coming out. I'd love to get some Wars of Arda videos done. I would really love to do another Silmarillion video at some point. But yeah, so it's going to be tricky. But yeah, so that's the plan. But so right now, a video a week is what I'm aiming for. Fingers crossed I can get back into the swing of doing 2 videos a week, though. That would be the dream. The dream would be 2 videos a week, and then maybe even starting up a campaign again. There'll be nothing. Oh, good. The Innuminous Gate Guards are alive. There are still some of them left over here. That's good to see. The dream. Oh yeah, so I think, unfortunately, the days of being able to make a 100 and something episode campaign, like I had with the... I'm just going to go to... Oh, no. The Guardians are on the field here. So I'll stay in 1x speed, because it's quite an interesting engagement. Guardians really are going toe-to-toe with the Belagar footmen. We need some jabs. We got the Blackguards. Blackguards moving up. Good. Because that's the only way we can really beat the Guardians. And the Guardians don't have a shield over there. Oh, no. It's not going to be fun. You can be as skilled and elite as you want. A Javelin is still a Javelin. Yeah, and that's a close-range javelin, quite high damage javelin too. We're opening up into them with our arrows, so we will gut them, but not fast enough. Oh, it is ranger fire. But still, I think those Guardians are going to be dealt with. Not so much dealt with, but a lot of them are going to go down. If Mevin can find a spot to stand. It's kind of struggling to find a spot, but yeah. Let's see, I think the days of me having this, having the time to do, you know, a 100 and something episode campaign are gone. But I would definitely hope to do some more, like, smaller ones, like the Enid Wythe campaign, and so on. Maybe finally play Warhammer 3. I bought it the second it came out, but still not played it. But like, Warhammer 3 is just such a big bloody game. You know, so many blooming files to download. What we got here with this routing unit? I say routing unit. What is it? If we zoom in. one guy. Yeah, one peacekeeper just trying to get out of there. Fair play, fair play. You've done no too bad, man. There's a general unit over here. Who do we have? Ah, the Reservoir thing. That's where he's got his general. Fair enough. Bit dangerous, especially if you're hunting down the likes of the Knights of Innuminus. You know, they might be able to just sort of do a spinning charge and grab you and just kill off your general, which wouldn't be too fun. I'm interested. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe did he take some shots at them? No, he let them pass this time. I'm kind of surprised that we didn't give those dismounted serpent guards another volley as they were walking away, or running. No, they just walked. Maybe they ran out of their fire and they started walking. How is this going? God, this has just been a slaughter for both sides, but I still think it's gone not too bad for Nawaki. I think he has inflicted a lot of casualties in this spot. But he is just down to his Woodland Realm patrol now. A few of those 3 beast hunters remaining. I love that, just being the officer with these 2 javelin throwers. Like, come on, boys, go, go, go. You know, it's you've just got 2 guys left in your force. This is the old. Was that the old Serpent Guard model? I think maybe, yeah. I do like the newer Serpent Guard model, but I really like the way that Reforged does that. You know, it's a cool thing of like just, you know, saving these old models, just like slotting them into the general units, not general units, the officer corps of a officer corps, the officers of a unit. It's nice, and whenever you spot it, if you remember the old units, it's dope. Really appreciated for sure. But Nawaki, I mean, this situation is kind of it's going well for him, as I say, and once this unit of Woodland Realm Patrol uses up their ammunition, which won't be too long, he'll send them into melee, and yeah, the Rangers as well, and they'll inflict their last few casualties, and that'll be that. And it's gone okay, and we're still okay. That's good. Well, it's good for the defenders for sure. They've managed to climb ahead just a little bit. Greenwood Watchers there, I love assassin units so much. Over here, Lothlorien Warriors. Carry off. Okay. Orc Warboss, and Rhudaur as well. Shoot, I've not even looked at Rhudaur in ages. I'm so sorry, boys. I've absolutely. Always a lot of Cavendish forces here. Oh, just had to grab some post. Yeah. Okay. So Diego. Okay. Yeah. Diego does still have quite a few troops left. I really thought he maybe. Let's have a quick look at that bridge, because I did not pay any attention over here, unfortunately. Okay, things definitely got messy, but this is probably a lot of ranged fire, just rinsing these guys down. Got the catapult crew over there. What the heck? I've never really looked at that route. I think. What's going on there, boys? I have no idea what they're up to. Well, this... Oh, crumbs. He cannot get through. He can't get the catapult over the bridge. And they don't have another way out. They can't just go straight down. So he's got to go all the way around. All the way down with that catapult. My goodness me. That's a damn shame for him. Yeah, like, I mean, bridges are always a kind of tricky thing. But I mean, yeah, it isn't the only way. I was going to say, if a bridge is the only way that a unit can get across, then they'll use the bridge. But if not, you've really got to trick them into using the bridge. And I guess because a catapult is a siege weapon, it's just tougher to get the pathfinding to work. So, but anyway, let's see what is actually stopping these guys now. Where are they getting to? Oh wow! Oh my goodness me! Imagine getting your jabs up. You know, if you could like, is that too steep? But yeah, maybe it's too steep. Goodness, we are flooding forward now, though. Those pikemen getting grabbed from the flank there. Looks like they were sort of holding in this like diagonal, because they knew they couldn't like get stabbed from the side there. But the Brotherhood Spear coming in. Again, talking about these only like shield wall units for some of these factions. And yeah, backstabbing the pikes. We need firepower. Okay, and the Arthedain marksmen are not going to be dealing enough. Rangers coming in too. That's good. If that catapult has any more ammunition, we need to get it over here and get it opening up, because this is a beautiful blob to fire some shots into. But I know he's probably worried about getting exposed to fire. Right, okay, if I was Jefferson right now, It's a bit of a bold play. Grab these marksmen, just shove them in, blunt, you know, blunt it up. Warns the north. Probably... No, I'd keep them hidden, but yeah. Good. And then you've just got to get the catapult into place. You've got to just get it around. Okay, good. We are. They're flooding forward now because they know what's coming. And, well, there's nothing to stop them anymore. These marksmen... Shoot, they weren't out of ammo. Just flooding down, trying to spread so that catapult doesn't get us. Get that fire ammunition on to be sure. Yeah, okay, they've spread the blob out. They're smart. But still, if you go for right here, if you get a good little splash, doesn't have to be the monster splash, but if we just get like 30 kills, both. Okay, that was pretty nasty. The unfortunate thing there for Jefferson is just that both of the splashes went down pretty much in the same spot, but still that was really quite nasty for him. I'd be tempted to go for the Troll Slayers. I mean the Troll Axe Throwers, yeah. I think it's a good idea. Marksman in guard mode, just getting these close range shots. Marksman there armoured up, so that's going to keep them in place for a little while, but I'd try to just keep flooding forward. Do we have any more reinforcements coming? No, they can only come from over here. And we do not have anything more coming. So it looks like, yeah, this catapult, just fire at will. Just go. These marksmen broke in. Are we going to get one more splash? Surely not. We've not even started taking it down. That might be out of ammo. No, because they didn't put it down. Ah, no, mate. No, you can't get that out of there. Again, that's another one of Jefferson's tools sort of snagged before it's used up all of its ammunition. Good little... It was a nice little splash at the end there for sure, but no, okay. There was a lot of marksmen down, some marksmen without having used up their ammunition. So again, the boys could be pretty chuffed about that. I really, like, I've never really seen a war boss before, but I've quite, you know, enjoyed seeing how he plays. This charge is going to be a bit nasty. Get some vengeance there, Jefferson. But they didn't get their... Boys! They had their lances up, but they didn't get them down. Why not? Oh, he's still trying to get that catapult out. Oh, to be honest, if the Ents are in there, they might be able to... Oh, God, ow. Wait a second. Look at all the axes that just went into the catapult. That was a beautiful shield for the knights. Well, not good enough, but yeah. I think he's going to get that catapult out, you know? Oh, Jefferson. See, I think it's too sacrificial, though. I know that he really wants that catapult out, but I don't think it's worth losing all of your knights. Or he's not even losing all of his knights. Surely he's not getting that catapult out. No, they're broken now. It was a good effort, but you got to get out of there now. This has been a good fight for the Ents. There's nothing AP in there. We didn't bring any Rhudaur axemen to the field today, and the enslavers aren't around. So, as much as the swordsmen are very nice, the swordsmen can do a lot of damage very quickly. They're not AP. Ow! Oh my goodness me! Ow! Okay, those axe throwers are getting rinsed. Brother the Lance are through. Here Lang, that's a nice target. Even to be honest, you might want to try and get a backstab against the Riders, but the Riders are anti-cav and melee. Yeah, no, it would have been a silly move. Silly move. Don't do it. Huntsman, have we finally broken out here? I think this is the end. Mid Beast Hunters coming back. Yep, this is the last few of the Greenwood Rangers battling away now, and that should, yeah, that's the last of them. Goodness me. Okay. I mean, it was a nice strategy, and I am interested in the idea of actually having this be your final defensive point. Yeah. Instead of like defending, again, it's good thematic sense to defend the town. That's what you're looking after. So it would be a bit of a naff thing, just to be like, oh, so no, townspeople, you're on Europe. We're over here. Okay, how are we feeling now? 50. We're back. We're back neck and neck. But now that we're over that 50% margin, I always feel it's not as bad for the defenders. I think up until you reach that 50%, the defenders really want to be sometimes even 10% ahead. But once you pass that 50%, you usually see it staying a lot closer and even sort of being neck and neck until the very end. If the attackers start to pull ahead, then it's pretty dicey. If the defenders start to pull ahead, then that definitely doesn't mean it's over. Certainly does not mean it's over. Because yeah, we've you can see a lot of the time the attackers can be just massively down, but it's because the defenders have just been spending so much ammunition. Yeah, these troll hunters are up here. Great spearmen in melee. One of the only units that Rhudaur has that really uses defensive skill in any way, and uses some semblance of armor as well. I really like the troll hunters. Unfortunately, you know, not that adept at hunting trolls. No, I mean if you get some javelins down, everything dies. But yeah, it's over here. Oh, yeah, no, I've killed some good trolls. Because I mean spears are quite good up against trolls because you have that defensive skill. Alcarondas Legion again showing just their resilience there, down to 23, but not even thinking about budging. Corsair Infantry now engaging, but Thanatos not showing any sign of budging, not showing any, like, because this is the initial, he's not fallen back at all. He's just kept funneling in. This has been what you'd view as like a more conventional siege, where it is just like one point of attack that you just keep reinforcing. And you're just, it's all about just sort of this rock, paper, scissors, careful play. But the thing is, we're... Okay, so to get to the back of that, the attackers really have to come all the way into here, which is pretty much the final defensive point. So if Thanatos does lose that position, they've pretty much got a nice avenue all the way to here, which is not what they want. Well, not what the defenders want, absolutely not. Okay, still some good play from the Knights of Numinous. We really need those Riders of Orthanc up here to silence this, or yeah, to shut these guys down. Snag of Skirms will be pretty messy though. Brother of the Lance charging on forward. Whoa, looks like they want to grab. Oh wow, they didn't get their lances down. They did take down a Knight of an... Really? I guess they're scared of the Bane Guard. Yeah, they're scared of the Bane Guard, that's the thing, but like... Yeah, no. I was thinking turn around and kill them, but no, the Bane Guard would have been, wouldn't have been smart. Riders of the Golden Wood firing up and over. You can kind of get away with that just because of how accurate those troopers are. Once again, Nowaki's got a nice little position. Well, I'd say a nice little position. He's got these assassins that were holding behind the lines. They'll win this engagement, but all it's going to take is some ranged fire. You know, assassins are generally poorly armored. The only assassins that are not poorly armored, well, it depends what you want to class as an assassin. That's the thing. Do you class the Scourge Raiders as assassins? Like I've talked to, because you know what, I did my little orc fodder versus swordmaster video a long while ago now. I did my orc fodder versus swordmaster video, but I was going to do that with assassins next as well. So I was chatting to people, I was like, what is an assassin? And a lot of people were like, yeah, Scourge Raiders. Now, I never really thought about it before, but yeah, you know, I can see the sense. Yeah, they match a lot of the assassin qualities just without that special, like, hidey ability. But is that... Do you need that? Who knows? But yeah, Woodland Protectors there. Battling with the Southron Pikes. Yeah, this is going to be too much for them. They're fine now, but that's just too much. And the Pikes, they're not going to be able to outrange the Pikes. If it was just the Southron Warband, no problem, but the Southron Pikes there, that's going to be messy. Because, I mean, Southron Warband and Southron Pikes, the real thing that lifts them up is their AP ability, but up against Woodland Protectors, don't really care about that. What are these corpses? Dear me, poor boys. Lol, here are you lying, by the looks of things. Riders of the Golden Wood, they're about to get chased down by Southron Warband, but looks like the Southron Warband have been slowed up by a few protectors. Oh, come on, Thanatos. We have to do something here. We gotta move. Really gotta move. No, we are getting grabbed. And this is not gonna be pretty. Because, I mean, Rousers, they have defensive skill, but a lot of that defense comes from their armor as well. Ooh, boys. And spears are always gonna have a fun time against Cap. Even though it says defeat is certain, but yeah, okay, no, that's changing now. When Thanatos looks at that, he is not going to be best pleased. He really needs those boys. Yuri Peng pulling back now. This is starting to get a bit scary. 65 for 65 still. So yeah, we are still very much neck and neck. But I think the attackers still have quite a bit of ammunition, and I don't know how much ammunition the defenders have. And the issue with this final choke point is you are very exposed. So it's kind of like the final choke point on Björskath. It's beautiful. It's only one way up, you know, this narrow choke point, but you're so exposed up there. So if the attackers still have ammunition, you are just gone. And that is kind of what we're seeing here. Let me just grab another shot, just in case I want to use that. Knights of Illuminus from Jefferson, only 8 of them left. How much is the Brotherhood of the Lance? So 26. So it looks like we probably had a little engagement. Grey Company pulling back now too. How are those assassins? They have been doing okay, but up against the Brotherhood of the Sword, this should be them. It's nice, sort of two units with like dual blades. Very, very cool. I do love the Brotherhood of the Sword. Very, very dope. But that should be the assassins dealt with. Maybe they used up a javelin or 2 up against them too. That's very nice. What we got going on here? So they're coming in through this narrow passageway. The axemen and the warriors, I think we had. Or did we have swordmasters over here? Swordmasters, okay, yeah. So we really do want these guys to get involved in the fighting. But, as I say, it's just... even if they came in right at the end, after everybody else is dead, if the attackers don't have any ranged units or cavalry to deal with them effectively, it's gonna be tough to actually just fight them man on man. These are 2 totally fresh units that are really quite good. Looks like the Umbar forces, backed up by Trollmen of Harad, even now too, have managed to breach the lines. Watch the Golden Wood rattling some of those blue arrows into us. Kindred of Celeborn fighting their last there. Oh. Is there something here? No. Oh yeah, there is. Valka's Shieldbearers using that mass to push all the way into the Lornand archers. But it's not really a fun fight for the Alcrandus Legion and the Shieldbearers. Shieldbearers being those little maces, you know, they you know, and Lornand archers pulling out that 2-handed sword, so showing that defensive skill. Serpent's Fangs. I don't think we've used up. I've not seen any poison arrow fire. I'm a little bit scared for the defenders just because of the amount of... And Demons of the Desert too. Oh, shoot. Champions of Nafarat untouched. I think the attackers have... Because the attackers have lost a lot now. But I think the attackers have been very careful with their ranged units. And I think they've been very careful with their elites. So, unless Mirkwood or Lothlorien have got some hidden range units to really deal... Well, not hidden, but like saved range units to really rattle shots into those Harad elites. This is not going to be pretty. Woodland Protectors, they're getting engaged by the Rhudaur swords. Whoa, that's still a beefy unit of Rhudaur swords. They're pushed in deep. They're going to get backstabbed, but the whole reason, well, one of the whole reasons I like Rhudaur is just that morale. You've if I ever take a stop, it's just because I'm taking a gulp. Then with Rhudaur, you can really mistreat their troops. It sounds so sad, but like because their morale is so good for an evil man faction, you can get away with doing things like this. Like imagine if you tried to do this with a unit of orcs, RIP, unit of even like Southmen. You know, yeah, no, they gone. But we're sort of okay now. All it's gonna take is like. See, if I was these Hero Peng, I'd take that shot, man. I'm so wasteful of my ammunition, but like, even Rangers, like, I'd take that shot right in front of me. I just think, I know you're hitting their shields, but these are lightly armoured men of Rhudaur, and you're shooting straight line through them. Okay, Hero Peng are opening up. What are the Rangers shooting instead? Oh, I get halberds, I get it. But still, I'd be tempted to go for that. I think the best bet that the defenders have at this point. Wow, catapult. Okay, well done. You made it. How are you doing? I think the best bet the defenders have right now, and they're so exposed. Oh god. Even if he doesn't get any like massive splash damage, it's just going to be unpleasant. Unless he gets... Stop. Don't. This would absolutely be, if I was on that front line, I would have just been spamming that in chat. No. That's dangerous. Do not shoot at the front line. I know it's an amazing thing, and if it works, it's gonna be beautiful. But I would play it safer. I would go for the Woodland Protectors. I would go for the Wardens of the North. Don't. Okay, good. What the heck was he doing? Goodness sake, yeah. I would go for the Wardens of the North, because even if you just get a splash in there and you kill 5 of them, it's like, that's 5 less 2 hit point units that are really going to be causing you bother later on. And like that's just 5 less units that can actually go toe to toe with, you know, these elites of Harad. Elven King Palace Guard. Ooh, okay, I didn't really spot them, and they do have that armor. Sorry, they do have that armor upgrade as well. So, okay, again, we do have some units that can actually, you know, not even challenge these Harad elites, but best them. I think it looks like Thanatos is going to be pretty much, he's just going to delete himself, but over here he'll pretty much delete the the Umbar attackers here, which is a nice trade. I think Mevin can be pretty happy with what he's done, and of course backed up by his allies that have come and support him. And I think Thanatos can be pretty comfortable with that trade as well. It's been a bloodbath over here. Without, you know, they really sort of denied the Umbar forces from gaining ground significantly, and coming around for backstabbing, and really just deleting their army. But it's I think that'll be them sorted shortly. Some Woodland Protectors coming in to assist, but no, not long now. Riders of the Golden Woods standing their ground there. That was messy. Look at all those poor guys dealt with. Because, I mean, you want those riders for cycle charging toward the end of this fight, or grabbing enemy cavalry units too. Some Fury Peng opening up. Let's zoom on in. Get a better look at this. Still, oh, I thought that was still that same unit of Rhudaur swords, but no, it's an 8 more Troll Hunter unit. Hitting their left side, so decent armor for Rhudaur, and a damn good shield valve. That is one thing that Rhudaur does have, though, is they do like their shields. They do, you know, they do have some pretty beefy shields. So as long as you can be getting shot from the front or from the left side, it's not as bad. It's still not pretty because you've got no armor, but it's you're holding out against something, which is nice. Ooh, what's this? One brother the lance left. He is a lancer. He isn't one of the generals or anything, so he is going to be able to pull out his lance, but he needs a bit of space to do that. Brother the Lance are very, very fast, so they don't need that much space. He's trying to push through, which I wouldn't try and push through. I'd probably try and just get around and yeah, as they go around them. We are coming from the front now. These Huey Lang having to hold the line against Half-Orc Spear Guard, taking the occasional little javelin shot. Wardens of Amon Lank are going to be loving that engagement. Not so much against the Black Wolves though, but very much loving it is the Spear Guard. Black Wolves flooding on through the lines now. You know, Locked Morale more than happy to have this sort of really spaced out blob. They've got that horde formation, so you can't stretch them out like in a normal formation. They are just in a blob. Not really the most organized fighters. Some Snaga skirms still coming forward again, just showing that the attacker's strength, I feel, is still in their range units. That's a full unit of armor upgrade and dismounted Serpent Guard, though. The Elven King will beat it in melee, but I would continue. Oh, he does want to continue the charge because he wants to rattle shots into the Beast Hunters. Fair. Oh dear, this is starting to get dicey for the defenders now. Where are our 2 savior units, maybe? Where did they get to? Oh, are they still back here? No, they're routing there. Okay, I think he probably managed to get them into the front. I think he maybe managed to regroup, moved them up, and that's what was probably having these engagements here. Were some of the units... yeah, it's probably this unit of Swordmasters, backed up by a unit of armor upgraded Huey Lang. Really nice to have. And that's them. So they have been victorious here. And there's nothing more that the attackers really have to throw at them. Now they've got 2 choices here. Are we holding in this area, or are we grabbing everything and moving back to the front line proper, or to the choke point proper, and fallback point maybe, which I think is what they should do. But either way, they need to do it fast, because Champions and Afra out here now. Lots of troll men. That was a nasty hit. It was a lot of friendly fire, but you know, fair enough. Oh my goodness me! Look at those jabs coming in. That was an admit defeat. I think that was either an admit defeat from Jefferson or from one of the attackers. Because I did hear the announcer say, you know, one of our, you know, look at our cowardly foe run. So I think it was an attacker. Palace guard there. Shoot, get surrounded now. If these Elders of the Elven King can just sort of battle it out to the end, that might be, I mean, that might just be the best. As long as we can avoid them getting shot at, then that's not too bad. The only thing that... Oh, and they're right next to the Palace Guard. Palace Guard are taking so much damage, so, and then with the Champions and Afra are in there. Had it been a full unit Palace Guard, yeah, for sure. But, oh my goodness me.
Only half the enemy force.
I mean, that's messy, but... Yeah, Beast Hunters pulling out of that. They do not want to receive that damage. Yeah, you can see so many more casualties for the attackers, but... Yeah, okay, I don't know if that was best. Because we definitely did burn up, you know, a few of those elves, but we burned up a lot of our own boys too. And a lot of our boys that we burned were, oh no, they're mostly just Mahood Beast Hunters, so not so bad. Trollmen there, engaging the last of the Rangers, getting them mopped up over here on this right flank. Let's zoom on in, get a better idea of what's going on. More Troll Hunters still with ammunition. Yeah, this is just the nasty thing. There's still some Wardens in the north in there too. As long as they can avoid a Javelin, there's nothing really around that was going to make their lives too tricky. Oh, Fraudrum Javs. Oh, didn't even see these boys. I forgot how much I loved them. Anti-cavalry and melee, AP and melee, AP at range. Beautiful boys. No, they're just standing their ground. Happy as can be. But their Javs are going to be very, very messy. Spears of Orthanc, yeah, with their nasty-ass crossbows. I think this is just the problem now. It's just the fact that the attackers still have so much ammunition. And the defenders are just stuck in this wide open space. Our allies. Oh, so that must be the last of the Wardens of the North dealt with there. Totally surrounded. Can't really blame them. Oh. And that is the general in with the Elders. And that was the general of the Arthedain forces now fallen too. Serpent's Fangs opening up with that poison arrow fire. We're going to probably get a little bit of guerrilla tactics going on with the Riders of the Golden Wood to support. So these guys couldn't get in to support their allies. So it's going to be like a last holdout of Lothlorien. Right here. Okay. Oofed. That's a lot of jabs. That was a lot of jabs to deal with that general, but fair enough. You got him, boys. You got him. No. Riders, yeah, just tempting them up. We'll go into 2 times speed for a second, because I don't think there's anything more to battle. I think everything else is just reorganizing, getting sorted. How are those? Oh yeah, the full unit for Arthedain Berserkers too. That's... and still 67. So we did drop a few of the Champions in Afra in melee, which is not an easy thing to do. Demons of the Desert as well, no. This is a foregone conclusion now, but we'll just see how much damage Thanatos is able to achieve with a little bit of his Wood Elven brother as well, mixed in amongst these forces. Are they down here? Ah, interesting. Okay, here you're lying, just waiting here, just wanting... Ah, okay. Possibly wanting to run up and backstab somebody, or just hiding at the bottom of the hill to avoid any ranged fire, but could be. So yeah, let's say we'll settle up here, 2 times speed, as we just watch this guerrilla tactic for a minute. Yeah, I mean, certainly very close. It was a damn good showing from the boys, and I think that it really was just a case of having 2 elves in a 3v5. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea, but it's like, I think we maybe lacked... Had we had a dwarf on the field, maybe that could have been a shout, because what we just needed was we needed a sponge to just absorb more of this ranged fire. Yeah, see, this is the... Okay, no, they're out of ammo. Because this is going to be messy for these Haradrim forces. You know, yeah, okay. Fair play. Okay, Nawaki's here lying, they'll do their best. But yeah, so what I feel we needed was we needed another sponge. Maybe instead of Arthedain, had we gone for Gondor? I mean, Arthedain has a lot of armor, and we did actually pack on the armor today, but like, I'm just thinking because Gondor can play kind of Dwarven and really pack on the armor. So that could have been an idea. But anyway, I mean, a 3v5 is always tough. Generally, I always feel in a 3v5, you are hoping that the attackers make a mistake. That's... Oh, wow. What was that? What the heck was that?
Our army's running from the
What the
field.
heck was that?
We must rally our men before all is
That
lost.
looked like a demon shot. That was a demon. Okay, yeah, that's fair. The demons came in from behind and got a. Okay, right. No, they did most. I only was looking at the friendly fire. They mostly killed the elves, yeah. But wow, that was a lot of friendly fire there. Holy smokes, that's the issue with body piercing. Dearie me. Yeah, so enslavers moving on forward there, and that should be fine. Okay, yeah. So last little fight, the axemen. As long as these boys can actually get melee engagements, these axemen and the sword masters that have been waiting so long to get involved in the conflict. The enslavers. Damn. Really need something nice to do with the enslavers. If we've got some jabs, nice. So in a 3v5, you really are relying on the attackers making a mistake. And then capitalizing on that mistake. So I think there were, and this is the thing, I don't really think the attackers made a mistake. I think their armies were good, and their strategy for the attack was smart. You know, they nobody really did any big screw ups where they wasted a bunch of troops, marched them into ranger fire and catapult fire all the time. Ouch, those poor Watchers of the Golden Wood there. Let's just stand up here, I think. Yeah, so I think it was just the boys did the best. The boys definitely did the best they could, but it was gonna go that way. As it always does if the attackers are smart and well coordinated, and that's just what they had today. There were one or two unfortunate mistakes there from the defenders, but you know, like the loss of the Grey Company there was a heartbreaking thing, but that wouldn't have been enough to totally turn the tide. I think it would have done a heck of a lot, but it wouldn't have been enough to turn the tide. The loss of the catapult as well. Maybe that catapult could have gotten involved a little bit earlier, but nah, again, don't think it would have been enough. The 2 units left outside, maybe they could have been used a bit more effectively if they were inside from the start. And yeah, bits and bobs like that. But no, everybody handled themselves pretty damn well. Yeah, that's quite interesting. So you can see the Amazing Jedi, because he had brought those elite units, you can just see how much smaller his army is than the 2 wild men and the horse lords. And then of course the Umbar with a smaller army, just because as a whole he's much more well armored. So looking through it there, we're going to be seeing some monster raid with 950. Very nice. But you need that, yeah. Huey Lang, kind of unfortunate there, but I mean we saw with the second unit Huey Lang just getting rinsed with the Demons of the Desert. And then the Sindar, we'd maybe want a bit more with the Sindar, but absolutely, you know, it is what it is. And then just range damage to the Palace Guard. The Ents kind of sent in to try and save the catapult. Perhaps could have been used in a different time to get more kills, but, you know, we need to try and save that catapult. That was a big thing. But no, thank you guys very much. That was super duper. And we know that the boys would have all been probably in the same chat speaking this out, so that's good. That's why we did see a lot more coordination than you'd probably expect from a lot of the time. And yeah, thanks very much, and I will see you later.